tonight, we ain't going out. So we invited everybody. The made, well, they're way too strong. But ain't nobody saying sorry. The speaker's so...
Hello, everybody. I'm Larry Ridley, and this is the NFL on EA Sports. Opening week in the NFL is an exciting time for everybody, including these two teams here today. It's the Cowboys going up against the Redskins. With that, let's call in our commentators, Brandon Godden and Charles Davis, with this opening week matchup.
We are just inside the Beltway, about 10 miles east of the Capitol Dome as we come to you from FedEx Field here in Landover. Tonight, it's the Thursday opener for the new NFL season between the Dallas Cowboys and the Washington Redskins. This will be taken short, and they're going to have really good starting field position here as that's taken up close to the 40. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll muscle his way up to the 43 for a pickup of right around 5. Offensive starters time, Charles, for the Washington Redskins.
Let's look at Josh Dotson, the wide receiver out of TCU. Grew up in Fort Worth. His mom works at the university as a vice president. He actually went to Wyoming first, transferred back to TCU. And, boy, is he a high flyer. Throw it up in the air, he'll go up and get it.
It'll be a pickup of a couple, and it leaves him with a 3rd and 3. And now the defense for Dallas.
When at his best, Orlando Scandrick is one of the top nickel cornerbacks in the NFL.
Third play of this opening drive as they're looking at a 3rd and 3. 3rd and short yardage. Cousins. Jordan Reed has it. And he's got the first down yardage before being taken down at midfield. 5 yards is the pickup there as that extends this drive.
I know exactly what's going to be said about that play from the defensive perspective.
What's that?
That's why I tell all you guys we need more than one tackler to the ball. He broke the first tackle. Luckily enough, there were more people there to get him down.
Cousins now from the 50. Oh, he can't hang on. That was a dream chance for any D lineman to possibly get a pick. But instead it falls down incomplete. And on 2nd and 10 now.
No, Jack Patriot. Hurry up, here we go. Watch it now, Barney.
And he goes in motion here in the backfield.
Here we go. Detroit.
Throwing again, Cousins on 2nd and 10. And the hit jarred it loose. It's incomplete.
Looked like they had an opportunity for a big play across the middle, but he didn't have the concentration or the focus necessary and dropped it before he could haul it in.
All right, here we go. Watch it now, Barney. Detroit.
From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. And he couldn't hang on to it through the contact. Incomplete. Now on 4th down, the 2014 NFL leader as a rookie in yards per punt, Tress Way on to kick it. Lucky Whitehead back deep for Dallas. And this is going to carry well into the end zone for a touchback. So the D-line's going to spread out. Here's the first carry for Ezekiel Elliott. And he'll take it ahead to the 28-yard line. 8 yards on the pickup, and now they'll have some options on second and short.
Let's go, Ohio!
First play of the drive. Let's give credit all around. Excellent blocking. But the guy carrying the ball, he was the finisher. A really nice run.
It'll go as a gain of 6 that time, and it moves the chains as well. A tough run by Ezekiel Elliott, the 4th overall pick in the 2016 draft.
If you watch tape of him in college, you saw plenty of those runs because I know the highlights showed him in the open field breaking away from people, but that's how he wore down defenses, those exact type of runs.
Touchdown, Cowboys! Ezekiel Elliott, 66 yards. And the Cowboys have taken the early lead. And on that long run, maybe the defense caught napping a little bit.
The concentration level may not have been there. I agree with you on that one because those types of plays, when they result like that, they're almost like big bolts of lightning, aren't they? Whoosh, and off he goes.
Bailey now to kick it away after the touchdown. On the return, here's a speedy Jamison Crowder. And he'll be brought down at the 23, make it the 24-yard line. A look at Washington as they come onto the field. And they'll be looking to avoid what happened last time with just punting the football.
But when you look at how teams play the game, that complementary football comes into play. How do I take care of my defense? How do I take care of my offense? Well, the defense is taking care of them in a lot of ways. Now it's time for the offense to jump things up and help their defense out. Give them a little bit of rest.
Yeah, time for them to give them a rest. Took the words right out of my mouth. It'll go as a gain of 12, and it'll be first down, Redskins.
Back to that Philly. Here we go. That's right. Here we go. Philly. Here we go. Watching that party.
Cousins now to throw on first down. Josh Doxson's got it complete. And he's taken down, but not before he gets this into enemy territory across the 40.
Well, coaches always talk about finding balance on offense. I don't think you get much more balance than this. Big-time run, big-time pass.
A 1-2 combination. Looked pretty good.
How about that? Let's see if they can continue to take that kind of a punch, though.
All right, here we go.
And he'll give it here to his running back. And he'll snag about 5 yards down to the 32.
This drive is turning into an extended one, and the guy carrying the ball, he's becoming more like a body blows guy. Every carry is putting some damage on the defense. So after a while, I'm not too sure how many guys are going to want to run up and tackle him.
Cousins now on second down. And he's going to drop this off to his fullback. And he's going to get this down near the 20-yard line. 12 yards there as they move the chains.
And they pick up a first down, and that came out of the fullback position. But as you and I both know, that doesn't necessarily mean it's a fullback playing in that spot.
Well, times have changed, right? The old-school fullback doesn't really exist anymore.
We're not getting that same player out of college. With all the spread offenses, not very many pro style, where you actually have a true fullback. We're having to make do in the NFL and put guys in that spot who emulate it but aren't necessarily that position.
Five wides in the game, 4 of them to the right side. Cousins can't find anyone open. And incomplete there. A nice hit. Jars the ball free and brings up third down. Maybe just a lack of concentration there as he couldn't haul it in.
And when you're going across the middle like that, you know, he's running that drag route, you are conscious of all the bodies and the traffic in there. But let's face it, if you're going there, you might as well come down with the football and absorb whatever else happens after that.
And on third down, the Cowboys bring in an extra defensive back. They'll bring a receiver in motion left.
All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56.
On third down, Cousins. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off by the linebacker, Sean Lee. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. Here's the Dallas offense now heading back out onto the field. And that recipe on their last drive that resulted in a touchdown looked pretty good, so they'll be hoping to do that once more.
And it takes me back to when we sat with the offensive coordinator and the head coach. They felt pretty good about their game plan and thought there were some holes in the defense, and they exploited them the last time out. Let's see if they can come back and put together a similar drive.
And we'll see if they can do just that. Okay, starting lineup time offensively, Charles, for the Dallas Cowboys.
And how about them at number 4 in the 2016 draft? Big needs on the defensive line, and they go with the running
They go
back.
star power.
They went star power, but Ezekiel Elliott, in a lot of ways, was exactly the right decision. When they had winning success in 2014, they did it running the football. Elliott can do that for them again.
So ways to go here on 3rd and 10.
Flex round. Let's go.
On 3rd down, it's Prescott. He finds his target, Terrence Williams. And they're going to get this one up past the 25. 23 yards on the play.
Quarterbacks love slant routes because the receivers are breaking right into their line of vision, and receivers love them as well because they're getting the ball on the move.
So after that big gain, let's see what else the offense has up its sleeve.
Let's go.
A first down carry by Elliott. And he is going to lose yardage here. It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up 2nd down.
Let's just go ahead and go back through that play with his eyes, because he's got to read his keys. Run or pass right off the top. You're probably going to read an offensive lineman to see if he sets up in pass protection, if he fires out for a running play. The next thing is you're going to check and see what the back's going to do, and if he ends up with the football, okay, now you got to check and see. Does an offensive lineman come downfield and try and block you? Are you going to try to elude him? Are you going to take him on and hold your spot? What are you going to do? In this case, didn't have to do any of that. Saw all of his keys, saw the play in front of him, and ran clean to the ball carrier and finished off the play.
Flex round. Flex round. Here we go.
Prescott on 1st down. And he slings one that's incomplete. Lucky Whitehead, his intended target. And that'll bring up 2nd down. So incomplete on 1st. Let's see what 2nd down has in store.
Here we go.
A 2nd down throw for Prescott. He's going to sling this deep downfield. So the long attempt falls innocently to the ground, and it brings up 3rd.
Help me out, partner. Was that incomplete?
That was on a deep ball to Dev.
And that's a surprise. The way he attacks the football in the air, it's always surprising to me when he doesn't complete a pass like that.
Here we go.
And now we're going to get a timeout called by the Redskin defense. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this 2nd quarter. Here comes the 7th play now of this drive as this is 3rd and 10.
Let's go. Brand 38. Brand 38. Let's run.
They'll throw again. Prescott. And that will be caught. But out of bounds. Out of bounds, ruled incomplete here. A 3rd down, he tried to stay in bounds, did all he could. He caught it, but was led a little bit too far.
Yeah, and that's always difficult, isn't it? Because you know half of your body is trying to stay behind while the other half is reaching out, trying to catch the football. The top half worked. It was the bottom half that was in question.
Crowder now to return. A nice job on the return there, 16 yards. And the Redskins will take possession with a 1st and 10. Out comes Washington's offense as they get set to take over here. And they had a nice little drive going last time. Threw the interception in the red zone. Costly.
Bad enough to throw it anywhere, but that drives coaches insane when they're thinking about, hey, we've got a shot at points already. We're already in a spot where you're thinking you got 3 on the board for sure, and to come away with nothing, that's a really tough one for them to swallow.
Yeah, will they make up for it? They'll send a receiver in motion to the right. Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. Now the hit comes, and Cousins lost the football. And that will set him up in excellent shape. 1st and goal at the 9-yard line. The offense offense for the Cowboys now working their way back onto the field. They've got the lead. Last time had to punt it, though. What's the key to this drive?
I think it's leverage. The big guys up front. You know the motivational speech on the sideline is, guys, give us an opportunity. Protect the passer, create space for our runners, and let's go ahead and get these guys. Low man wins. Let's go do it on this drive.
We'll watch that leverage on this drive. A good run of 6 yards there. Gets them closer to the goal line with second down coming up.
Some runs are blocked so well, you almost forget that someone has to carry the ball to gain the yardage. The leverage by the offensive line to create space up front, really well done.
Second and goal from the 2-yard line. They'll try to run it in with Elliott. No gain on the play there. They're going to need to come up with something better here on 3rd and goal.
His path became similar to almost running a stretch play, didn't it? Trying to find a crease, anywhere to put his foot in the ground and cut back. It just never materialized.
Another shot here from the 2 as they come up on 3rd and goal. Bryant, the lone receiver, left. Prescott on 3rd and 2. His pass caught at the 4. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Cowboy touchdown. Ezekiel Elliott, already his 2nd touchdown here in this opening weekend. And the Cowboys will extend their lead. Bailey now to kick it away after the touchdown. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. So out now come the Redskins. And the turnover last time, that's sort of been symptomatic of their struggles here in this one.
Big word. I like it, though, because you're exactly right.
Like that, don't you?
All game long, they've struggled moving the ball, turning it over on the last possession. Is that word again, symptomatic?
Yeah.
I like that.
Your analysis, symptomatic of the success of this broadcast.
What I like is that you gave me the word, and I just kept using it.
Now a second down throw for Cousins. He gets it here to Peake. And he'll get it out near the 40 to the 39. They get 9 out of that one, and as a result, the drive continues.
I think that's a big pickup for a first down because when you run a drag route against zone, you're sometimes asking for trouble because you might run into a defender.
Yeah, well, there they ran into a first down, executed it to perfection. They'll give it to him right up the gut. And he will be brought down at about the 43 that time. It's a pickup of 4, and it'll bring up second down.
Not a run that you're going to write home about, but still a good first down run. That's what an offense calls staying on schedule. 3 to 4 yards on first down, you're set up very well for the rest of the drive.
Second down following the run. Second down, Cousins. Ducks him with a grab over the middle. And he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. These coaches told us they wanted to take the top off this defense. They wanted to be able to stretch them downfield. They showed it pretty well there.
And they knew that if they were able to do that, it would open up everything else. But how did they truly get it done? Practice in the previous week, making sure they had a plan, fine-tuned before they put it into effect in the game.
And he fires one that's intercepted. A great read, and it's picked off. And the return stops at the 39-yard line. And now here come the Cowboys. And they will simply, Charles, be looking to duplicate what they did last drive when they were able to push it in for 6.
And they hope it'll be that easy, right? To be able to take exactly what happened before, replicate it. They may have to make a few additional changes along the way because I'm sure the defense will make some adjustments, but they've got to have great confidence having scored the last time out.
Now Elliott, and he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 37-yard line. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's second down. And it looks like this will likely be the last play before we hit the 2-minute warning.
Let's see if they can sneak one more good play in before the 2-minute signal.
So a pause here for us as well. Time to pay some bills. Back with more after this. And some changes here as the D-line separates some.
Let's go.
Second down, Prescott. Got a man over the middle. It's Williams. They get 11 back on that one. It leads to third down.
That was a nicely run slant route, and what the receiver's trying to do is make the defender think he's going upfield for a deeper route, and then breaks it off, usually after about 3 to 4 steps, and cuts towards the middle of the field. And now what he's trying to do is use his body to keep the defender away from the football and give the quarterback a really nice target.
They'll try and run for it with Elliott. And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage on the Redskins looking for another timeout, and they get it. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime. 46 on his first kick. This one in that neighborhood as well. Now it's Crowder. A good return there. Call it 13 yards. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. Now the Redskins offense, they get set to go back to work here. And 2 interceptions thrown here in this first half. You hear it, no matter the sport, they say the great athletes, they can kind of have a short-term memory, but that's easier said than done.
It is easier said than done, but I played with a guy who threw 2 interceptions in the first quarter of a really big game we were playing.
Johnny Unitas?
And no, not quite of that level and not of that age. But I
was going for the age.
I remember looking over at him, and he was smiling. And I thought, what is he smiling about? It's because he had enough confidence in himself that was a fluke. And he went out and played pretty well the rest of the day.
Cool under pressure right there, escaping the pocket and finding what I think was not his primary target.
And some of these guys are just so comfortable getting outside of the pocket that they'll do it on purpose. Doesn't even need to be a breakdown. They move, and they know it affects the defense, because a lot of times you get lost in coverage in the secondary, and I think you're exactly right. Wasn't his primary target. Found a secondary guy who sprang open, probably because of his movement out of the pocket. It looked like they had something there, but I think that he was thinking about running with the football before he actually hauled it in, and that led to a big drop.
Second down now after the incompletion.
Lucky 56. Lucky 56. Hurry up, here we go. Lucky 56.
They come out 5 wide, 3 of them to the right side.
Here we go.
A second down throw for Cousins. And the pressure too much that time as Cousins goes down. Tyrone Crawford in there to make the sack. He buries him for a loss of 10. So it's 3rd and long, and defensively not a real surprise. They're in the dime.
All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56. All right, now, lucky 56. Good.
3rd and long for Cousins. Going for the deep ball. Oh, jumping over. And that is incomplete. 16 seconds now on the clock.
And when all else fails as a defender, when you're not there in the coverage, your best friend is exactly what we saw there. A big play shot taken by the offense. Unfortunately, it ended in a big drop.
And this will be taken at the 13. Good blocking there. Nearly sprung him. As it is, it'll go as a 19-yard return. And there'll be time for maybe one final play before halftime. And no press coverage here. They are backing off in the secondary. They start on the ground with Elliott. Muscles him off. And he went backwards. He'll be down at the 30. So we have reached halftime here in the Thursday night opener, as we'll send you down the coast to Orlando, where we check in with our friend Larry Ridley and the EA Sports Halftime Report. Larry, so both teams have their marching orders, and we'll get going again here in quarter number 3. Now it's Lucky Whitehead on the return. And he'll take this one near the 25, call it the 26-yard line. Out come the Cowboys now as he'll go on offense first here in this 3rd quarter. They built a good first-half lead. Now they have a chance to add on to it.
And what I'm thinking is that the offensive staff spent the entire halftime just working with them on, here's what we think they're going to do to attack us in the second half. Nice first half that we've had, guys, but be prepared for some change-ups. We're going to see them when we kick it off in the second half.
See how they handle any adjustments that might be made defensively. Just a 1-yard pickup on the play, and that'll make it a second down. And ready now for 2nd and 9. They play fake to Elliott. Now Prescott backing up. He's going to float this one deep right side. And he's unable to grab it. Thought he might have had position. Couldn't hold on. 3rd down.
One thing I know from experience is that when the deep ball is thrown and you're the defender, you've got to fight that little bit of panic that emerges. You've got to play the ball really well. It's a 50-50 jump ball play. And guess what? They took a shot. How are you going to win it? And in this case, they managed to get it done.
He completes it to Bryant. Yeah, brought down, but not before he was able to break the tackle, and the extra effort moves the sticks.
And fits the exact right word. Over the middle, there's almost always traffic, so anytime you're a receiver in that area, you're not just focused on catching the football. You're wondering where the collision's going to come from, right? Because there's almost always someone there able to concentrate, catch it, and even added a little extra at the end with a short run.
And he'll be taken down across the 50 at the 45 in enemy territory.
In my book, that's running the ball well, but with intelligence. How about him keeping the clock moving, staying in bounds?
Yeah, even though it's the 3rd quarter, you're thinking ahead, aren't you? This is where your running game can really help you with a lead in the second half.
I agree totally. It's not just end-of-the-half situations that you worry about the clock. It's throughout the game. And with a lead, stay in bounds. Make them fight harder to try and catch you.
That goes for a gain of 31.
That looked like a 2-deep coverage, which we call cover 2. And what that really means is you have corners, what we call rolled up in about a 5-yard area on the outside receivers. Then your safeties are back closer to the hash marks near the middle of the field, somewhere around 10 to 12 yards back. So if you can break through the first level, you've got a chance to run before you encounter any type of resistance from the safeties.
We saw the example of it right there.
That's a good play by the guys on the defensive side of the ball. Held them to a gain of 2. And that changes the playbook a little bit now for the guy calling plays. 2nd and 8. Now he's got to probably think about going to the air instead of maybe staying with the ground game.
On 2nd down, Elliott. And he goes backwards here, losing yardage back to the 16. They lost 4 there, and it's 3rd down.
From our vantage point, that was just one bad play by the offensive line in a series of really good ones tonight. But I know that they're going to be really ticked off. It's a lot like a baseball pitcher losing a no-hitter late in the game.
On 3rd down, it's Prescott. And incomplete. The contact made the ball roam free and brings up 4th down. The Cowboys will turn it over now to Dan Bailey for the field goal try. A 33-yarder from the left hash.
Timing's crucial in any route thrown, but when you throw an out, so many things are going through the mind of the receiver. Catching the ball, timing it up with the quarterback. Are my feet going to get down in bounds? On that play, all those things going through his head might have caused him to drop it.
And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. So now we look at the Redskins offense getting ready for their first possession of the second half. They trail offense, first time to touch the ball in quarter 3, and we'll see what they can do.
And I can't wait to see what they have planned, because some teams script to start a half. Other teams just go, okay, these are the sequence of plays we want to run. These things worked well for us. And sometimes they throw in that big chunk play right away.
Shocker.
Try and get after them early and try and create a big play to give themselves some momentum.
See what they have up their sleeve. Fresh set of downs here. On 1st and 10, Cousins. Throwing for his running back, and he's got him complete. And out of bounds on the other side of midfield across the 45.
So many times you hear today's NFL described as a space game. Get your best players into space with the football in their hands. That's why sometimes you just swing it out to your runner, get him out in the flat, and let him have a chance to make people miss an open field.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And some good tackling there as he stopped up at about the 41. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8.
I do know from experience that when you slow down someone's running game, you're now doing the dictating on defense. And guess what? Now you're getting ready to tee off on their quarterback because they have to throw it all the time. But you still have to be alert for the draws and other plays of that nature and make sure you don't get hurt.
Now a second down throw for Cousins. And his throw here's incomplete. They were trying to get it there to Josh Doxson, and it'll bring up third down. The line to gain is the 33 on third down.
Now let's go. Blue line it. Back 99 Philly. Here we go.
In motion, the tight end Reed. On third down, Cousins. And this is going to be incomplete.
The days of knowing your assignment, dropping to it, and calling it a day, that's over with. Because now, when you drop into a zone, especially as a defensive back, you're seeing the play in front of you. So if a man wanders into your area, guess what? Now it goes from zone to man coverage in many cases. And on this particular play, able to see the play in front of him, react to it, and knock the ball away. Gotta like what you just saw there, if you like zone defense.
The Cowboys offense heading back out and ready to go again. And they're not going to play this conservative, I don't think. They had the field goal last time, and they're up, but they're looking to put a drive in the end zone.
Oh, I agree with you totally. Nope.
Trying here for Bryant, and it's intercepted. A great one, and he will bring this one back. It's a pick six for a Redskins touchdown. So a dangerous pass over the middle into zone coverage, and it bit him hard.
And what's really difficult when you throw it in that direction and versus that zone, that means the linebackers have gotten to their spot, gotten their heads back around, and they can see the quarterback and everything in front of them. And they took big advantage of it, went the other direction, excellent blocking, and picked up a touchdown.
This one fielded at the 5. And he nearly broke that for more, but as it is, they'll start this drive at about the 37-yard line. So out come the Cowboys now as their offense gets set to take over. Clock showing 90 seconds to go in the third. They'll start the drive with Elliott. And able to get this one all the way up to about the 46-yard line. Give him 10 yards on the pickup, and that'll make it second and a foot or so.
Really tough drive, but that run helped salvage something there because now there's something positive that came out of it. They got to see good blocking, good push by the offensive line, wide receivers trying to get involved, a good run by the back, and now maybe it'll be a catalyst for them to look at going forward, watching it on tape. Maybe they can keep incorporating that type of a run into their offense.
Here we go.
They go to Elliott again. And he'll get it down to the 47 here. It's a 7-yard gain there, and it's good enough to move the chains.
Second and inches is oftentimes an invitation for an offense coordinator to take a big shot downfield because he feels like he can come back on third down and pick up the first down. But sometimes you just don't want to break tendency. Stay with what you are, stay with who you know, and go get the first down. That's exactly what they did.
Another carry tonight for the workhorse Elliott. And he picks up about 6 as he gets this down to the 41. And that looked like some pretty easy yardage there right up the gut.
And he's a guy that has some height to him. So when you don't have to drop a shoulder or create or get through contact or trash, makes it a lot easier to stay upright, see the field, and make a run as we just saw there.
Second down and 4. They'll run it now out of the gun. And they'll be inside the 35 now at the 34-yard line. They get 6 on the pickup there as the drive will continue.
So many teams want to throw the ball in this situation nowadays, but I love watching a team that has enough confidence to go ahead and run the football in that situation. That's almost a tendency breaker.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll get this down to about the 30, 31-yard line. A gain of 3, second down. And this situation with a lead fourth quarter, they're liking keeping the ball on the ground, I'm sure.
That's just smart football, but you know the defense has to know it as well. They've got to stop them here. So now we're going to see that loading the box in a big way. 6, 7, 8, 9, whatever it's going to take. Puts a little bit more pressure on your big offensive line.
That'll go as a loss of 5. And that's going to lead to a 3rd and 12.
But that certainly felt like an example of the defense just saying, okay, we've had enough. We're getting mashed all night long. About time we got a good play in. But flip it over to the offensive side. They've got to be really upset that they allowed a play like that to happen. They were pitching such a great game. They want to keep it going.
Now Prescott. And Bryant's got it over the middle. And he gets this one all the way down inside the 20-yard line.
And that pickup of a first down, that's going to leave a mark because they really needed to stop them there, didn't they?
Oh, so frustrating. Defensively, you're a play away from getting that football back here down late. Tough.
Now they've got to find a way to create a turnover or a takeaway. Otherwise, this one will probably get away from them.
On the counter, Elliott. And he'll take this one down near the 15. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
Oh, there's no doubt that this is a huge defensive series right here. They've got to hold them to a field goal attempt or less. Otherwise, this game just might be out of reach. Let's see if they can hunker down and get it done.
Again, it's Elliott. And this play gets blown up. They'll lose yardage back at the 17. It's a loss of 2, now 3rd down.
He's had a big game tonight, and while no one's going to be overly concerned about that last play, you also know that the offense coordinator does not want to see that happen again. They want to get back to doing what they've been doing all game long.
Here's Prescott. And he is into the end zone for a Cowboy touchdown. Dez Bryant from 17 yards out. And the Cowboys will add on to their lead.
And this is what coaches talk about, never being satisfied. No matter what the lead, always trying to increase it. You never know what can happen in this NFL.
Bailey now to kick it away after the touchdown. Now it's Crowder. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line. A look at Washington as they come onto the field. And down on the scoreboard, certainly needing to avoid what happened on the last drive, punting the football.
Sense of urgency has to take over for them here. They know the score. They know the situation. And by the way, the punter no longer exists for their offense. That's how they have to treat this drive.
They need points.
Big time.
Give them a couple on the catch. It's 2nd and 8. So they complete the pass, and now they face a 2nd down.
Here we go now. Blue 90.
Cousins now on 2nd down. His throw incomplete. Virgil Green is tied in, the intended receiver. And it's 3rd down. And that was incomplete, but I don't know how much of that falls on the quarterback. He was pressured.
Brandon, the rush showed up so fast, the quarterback had no chance to get the ball downfield.
Here we go now. Watch it now, Barney.
Cousins from the gun on 3rd. He completes it to Peake. And he'll get it up near the 35, right at the 34 here. 6 yards on the pickup, and it'll be 4th down.
A short game that doesn't get them the first down brings up a 4th down situation.
Really nice job defensively. They knew where the sticks were. They got the stop before it. Their already slim hopes are going to ride on this one. They'll go on 4th down. 5 wides in the game, 4 of them to the right side. It's brought in by Doxson. A big connection on that one. 33 yards.
And they pick up the first down on a 4th down play. I don't know if the defense relaxed because they thought maybe they'd stopped them on 3rd down or if they just didn't protect the sticks very well. But, boy, that's a big-time pickup right there.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he will cross the 30 down to the 29-yard line. Getting late in the fourth now, Charles. 2-minute warning just around the corner.
Yeah, some teams just want to get to that spot, take a breath, and then come out and attack for the rest of the game.
Throwing, Cousins. He's going to take a shot, and this is caught inside the 5. Time for a break. We'll come back to wrap this one up after this. And here comes play number 6 on this drive. They come out with 1 back and 3 tight ends. Give him 2 yards on that one. 2nd and goal now.
Hey, give him credit. That's a good, solid game there on the sneak because it all comes together. Enough space, get forward, gain yardage. Well done.
Second and goal. Defense digging in again here. And they'll bring him down after just a short pickup. Call it a gain of a yard as they get a little bit closer here. It's 3rd and goal. 2 straight shots on the ground. Now on 3rd, do you go to the air?
I think the possibility exists, and if you're doing it, you're probably doing play action since you ran it twice.
And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Redskins. A great play there with his first career touchdown in his first career game. And the Redskins are able to cut into that deficit. And he puts this one home to make it a 9-point game at 24-15. So the lead back down to 10 as things get a little more interesting, and the kick is away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. Now the Cowboys offense heads back onto the field. Right now, doesn't it, Charles?
It does, but it doesn't mean now you go out and run option or some kind of wild double reverse or anything like that. But you do know that if anything does go haywire, you're still in control of this game.
I want a double reverse, don't you?
I'm just waiting for that day where we actually see something like that in this situation.
We'll see what happens here. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll fight. And now we're going to get a timeout called by the Redskin defense. It's just their first. They've got 2 more to use here in the final stages. Eight yards to go here on 2nd down. They'll run it now out of the gun. 9 yards up. The Redskins looking for another timeout, and they get it. That'll be their 2nd, so 1 more chance to stop the clock here, and we'll be back. So it'll be first down here after the run. They'll come out in the pistol. A give to Elliott. Looking for an opening, not much there. He'll get it to the 39. Now hang on here. Timeout called by the defense. That'll be their 3rd and final stoppage here as we step aside. So the offense now dealing with a 2nd and 7. They'll run with Elliott. And he'll get this across the 40 and up to about the 42-yard line. 3 yards on the pickup. That's going to set up an interesting 3rd and about 4 to go.
Another good run for him. What else is new? That'll put him right at 150 yards for the game. So he's really made his presence felt in this one.
On 3rd down, Elliott. And he'll take this one up close to about the 45. 3 yards won't be enough here as that'll bring up 4th down.
When a good play is made on defense, oftentimes leverage is the key to everything. Defensive line not getting turned, all the other guys making sure they're in the right spot, and on that play, they were able to stop them short of a 1st down.
Here's Britton Colquitt now as he's on to punt for Dallas. Did they keep it in? They did. They kept it in. It's down close to the goal line at the 1-yard line. Out comes the Redskin offense now as they get set to begin another possession. They might be thinking this is close to a lost cause here. Got to play it out. What do they need to do?
Well, they have a thought process in mind already, but they can't get ahead of themselves. They know that they need to score quickly.
Yep, 2-score game.
Onside kick and get the ball back and then score again, but they can't worry about the last 2 points. The only thing that matters is scoring quickly, then they'll take it from there.
Well, my friend, for the players, it's good for them to get that first game under their belts. For you and I, that first Thursday night game, also good for us to get that under our belts, wasn't it?
It was no longer preseason. We were into the regular season, the first game of the year. And, you know, all eyes were watching this when everyone was excited that football was back.
And it's just special. You could just feel it. It's so good to have the pigskin back out there. It'll be crisp fall weather before we know it.
You got that right, but I love the build-up to it, right? All day long anticipating it, and then we got here and we saw a game, the first game of the year. Let's keep going.
So for the Cowboys, they start the season with a great win on the road here in the Thursday opener. And they'll get a few extra days to get ready for next week where they take on the Tennessee Titans. Meanwhile, for the Redskins, they go down to defeat here in the opener. And they'll look to get back in the winning column next week as they head to Philly to face off with the Eagles. So that'll do it for us. For Charles Davis and all our crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. So long, everybody.